Chloe and I had been dating for a year, and in that entire time, she'd only kissed me 3 times. She liked to act like an ice queen, always telling me I was a high-maintenance boyfriend and that we just weren't a good match. That all held true until we went to our underclassman Mark's birthday party. He made a wish for a French kiss from Chloe, and she actually said yes. When I tried to stop them, Chloe just frowned. "Leo, everyone's birthday wish deserves to be granted. If you're really that bothered by it, just pretend I'm his girlfriend for a minute." I glanced at the bracelet on her wrist. "But Chloe, it's my birthday today too." Chloe froze for about 3 seconds, then threw up her hands and laughed. "See? I told you he was high maintenance. It's just a birthday. What's the big deal if we skip it?" I grabbed a bottle of liquor off the table and drank the whole thing. "You can skip the birthday, but I still get to make a wish. I wish for a high-maintenance girlfriend to spend the night with me." The air in the room went still. Mark started laughing until he was crying. "Leo, this whole room is full of ice queens. Who here looks like they'd be high maintenance?" A voice came from a corner of the room. "I am." It was Chloe's roommate, Maya. She was usually even colder than Chloe, practically silent around guys. But even so, she was the top choice in every campus poll for secret crush, because she was beautiful. I always suspected Chloe was just copying her whole Ice Queen act from Maya anyway. Maya was curled up on the sofa, flipping a beer cap between her long fingers as she looked up at me. Her eyes, visible under her bangs, were so calm, it was impossible to tell if she was serious. The smile froze on Mark's face. "Maya, Leo's pathetic enough as it is. Don't mess with him. Everyone knows you're a walking iceberg. A high-maintenance girlfriend? Who's going to believe that?" The room filled with laughter. Only Maya didn't laugh. She looked at me and held out her hand. "Want to give it a try?" A try? I was speechless. I'd only said that to make Chloe angry. I never expected Maya to actually volunteer. And I definitely didn't expect to become the butt of everyone's joke again. Their mocking laughter made the alcohol go straight to my head. I placed my fingers in her palm. "All right." Behind me, as if she was trying to get back at me, Chloe wrapped her arm around Mark. "Let's get started," she said. The next second, they were locked in a deep kiss. The sound they were making was impossible to ignore. It was something Chloe and I had never done. In a year together, she had only kissed me 3 times. The first time was on the back of my hand, the second on my forehead. The last time was because I'd bought her that expensive prayer bead bracelet she was wearing. She'd surprised me by touching her lips to my cheek for less than a second. The two of them were still going at it, and Mark's hands were already creeping up, under Chloe's shirt. Suddenly, a warm hand covered my eyes. The delicate touch and the light, pleasant scent of white tea was strangely calming. Maya's slightly husky voice whispered in my ear, "Hey, don't look. We'll have our turn later." She led me toward the door, her hand still over my eyes. Another one of Chloe's roommates cursed. "Maya, are you serious? You're for real? Leo is Chloe's boyfriend." Maya stopped and tilted her head toward the entangled figures of Chloe and Mark. "I didn't see you reminding Mark that Chloe was Leo's girlfriend a minute ago. Why the sudden conscience?" I shot the girl a glare. Maya chuckled softly, pushed her aside, and guided me out. Just as we were leaving, Chloe called out Maya's name. Maya turned her head, a smirk playing on her lips. "Everyone's birthday wish deserves to be granted. Right, Chloe?" Chloe was speechless for a moment. Then her eyes darted to my face. Mark pulled Chloe closer, his voice pleading and pathetic. "Don't leave me. Please. It'll be so embarrassing for me." Chloe ignored him and called my name. Leo! Maya's hand moved from my eyes to gently cover my ear. Her lips brushed against my skin. When I say your name later, it'll sound better than that. Her voice was clearer and more magnetic than Chloe's. My heart fluttered. Outside the bar, a light rain was falling. Maya draped her jacket over my shoulders and told me to wait under the awning. Wait here. I need to go buy something. I kicked at the pavement tiles, my hand touching my warm earlobe. I had to be insane. I barely knew Maya. Everything I knew about her came from Chloe. Apparently, she was wild underneath her icy exterior. With all her experience, she was probably going to buy, After wrestling with myself, I had just worked up the nerve to leave when Maya came back. A misty layer of raindrops clung to her hair. She was holding a cake and a bouquet of flowers. The buds were only half open, but I felt a sudden rush of warmth. Maya pulled me close as we got into a cab. She gave the driver an address. Then she took my hand in hers, her palm warm as she gave it a gentle squeeze. Let's go to my place, okay? I swallowed hard. Is that okay? A lot of junior girls had off-campus apartments, but Chloe had never once invited me to her rental. I'd hinted once that I'd like to come up and hang out. She told me bluntly that sex was the purest and most sacred act, and she refused any form of premarital physical contact, so I assumed Maya, who seemed even colder than her, would be equally repulsed by a guy setting foot in her apartment. It's okay, Maya said, leaning her head closer to explain. You can come over whenever you want. Her warm, humid breath matched the restless beating of my heart. I tugged my jacket down a little. My collarbone needed some air. When Chloe brought me out tonight, I thought she was going to celebrate my birthday. I'd put on a new slim-fit shirt and even styled my hair. Guess I was the shallow one. Getting hot? Maya asked. I looked down. Yeah. Instead, Maya pulled my jacket back up and asked the driver to turn up the AC. Her fingertips brushed against my earlobe. It felt like the cold air was weaving a web around me, a web carrying Maya's pleasant white tea scent, seeping into my skin and through my body. A shrill ringtone snapped me back to reality. Maya's phone was ringing. She had just answered it. Over the noisy background, a girl's voice burst through. Maya, listen, Leo drank the wrong drink. He drank the one Chloe prepared for Mark. Maya paused for 2 seconds. I know, she replied coolly. I think I understood. Even if Mark hadn't made a move tonight, Chloe would have. She was so afraid he'd say no that she'd even spiked his drink beforehand. Maya hung up and pressed her palm against my forehead. Leo, tell me what's wrong. Maya's voice was so low and soothing it made my eyes burn. My throat tightened. I squinted and leaned toward her face. My nose gently brushed against her cheek. It's hot. My heart is pounding and… Maya, you smell so good. I don't really remember how Maya and I got upstairs. By the time I came to my senses, the cake and flowers were sitting forlornly on the shoe cabinet by the door. I was on the sofa, and she was on my lap. The city lights filtered through the window, tracing her curves. My fingers followed the lines of her body. Maya, I heard I drank the spiked drink by mistake. So if I don't sleep with you, I'm going to die, right? Her muscles tensed, and her eyes darkened. Right. She suddenly grabbed my hand, and it slipped, pressing into the wrong place. I licked my lips. My mind was a complete fog. Maya gently cupped my chin. Leo, are you sure? Little flames ignited inside me, hormones exploding like fireworks. I knew what I wanted, like a fish knows it wants water. My palm was still resting on Maya. I begged her in a hoarse voice, Maya, I've been poisoned. Please, save me." She didn't say another word. She wrapped her arms around my neck, pulled me to my feet, and led me to the bed. She was only halfway through when her phone started ringing like crazy again. Maya let out a curse and got up to answer it. I took a couple of deep breaths and undid the remaining buttons on my shirt. The fabric slid down my arms, and I slipped under the covers like a fish. The voice of the girl from before was piercingly loud in the quiet room. "Maya, false alarm! That idiot Tina drank the spiked one. Tina, why are you licking my fingers? What's wrong with you? Shit, you drooled on my pants!" Maya turned off her phone. My hand reached for my shirt. "Is it too late to just die right now?" I've never been so humiliated in my entire life. "I can't go on." Maya let out a long sigh. She grabbed the hand that was reaching for my clothes. "You start a fire and then try to run." My face was so red it felt like it was about to explode. I nearly buried my head in my chest. "I didn't drink it. I'm not poisoned." She laughed softly. That just made it worse. She traced my earlobe with her finger. "What does it matter? You want me, and I want you. Isn't that enough?" I looked up sharply. "You weren't just playing along?" "No. I've wanted you for a long time." A long time. But she didn't give me a chance to think. She turned off my phone and soothed every restless cell in my body with her lips and tongue. "Leo, don't rush. We'll take it slow. Leo, do you like it like this?" No one would have ever guessed that the girl known as the most reserved ice queen on campus could be like this. But she was right. The way she said my name sounded so good. What am I going to do? I like it so much. I went limp in her arms, surrounded by the scent of white tea. She carried me to the bathroom, washed me, dried me off, and then carried me back to the bedroom. Then she went to take a shower herself. I was too shy to open my eyes the entire time. I only dared to sit up when her scent faded, and I heard the water running in the bathroom again. I turned on my phone and saw a bunch of missed call notifications. All from my best friend, Sam. Not a single one from Chloe. I opened my messaging app. Chloe's icon was quiet, but Sam had sent over a dozen unread messages. I scrolled to the first one. "Leo, what the hell is this?" Sam had sent me 3 pictures. They were selfies from Mark. Chloe was in every one, especially the last one. Mark was shirtless, pressing his face into a girl's palm. On the girl's wrist was a prayer bead bracelet. Sandalwood, 108 beads. I had asked Sam, whose family was in the business, to buy it for me. It cost over $5,000. After I got it, I wore gloves and polished it for 3 whole months. Then Sam and I spent weeks figuring out the decorative beads. The accent beads cost another $2,000, and we tried over 10 different combinations before settling on the final design, which I gave to her for her birthday. Sam had put almost as much effort into this bracelet as I had, so he recognized it instantly. The girl with Mark was Chloe. I called him so he wouldn't worry. Sam answered immediately. "Leo, what's going on? Why was your phone off? Did Chloe cheat on you?" I rolled over onto my stomach, hugging a pillow. "Yeah." "What? That bitch. Does she have any shame? You were so good to her." The bed dipped beside me. I turned my head. Maya was back from her shower. She lay down next to me, her hand gently stroking my body as her scent enveloped me again. It felt so good I couldn't help but gasp. Sam suddenly stopped yelling. "Leo, are you crying?" Maya's lips pressed against my shoulder, then moved downwards, leaving a trail of kisses until they reached the small of my back. I bit my lip hard. Sam let out a cry of alarm. "Leo, where are you? Don't do anything stupid. Don't be like one of those idiots who tries to off themselves." Huh? But I really was about to die. When I didn't say anything, Sam grew frantic. "Leo, she's not worth it. If it's that bad, I'll let you have my girlfriend." I forced myself to stay calm. "Sam, you don't have a girlfriend." Sam paused for 2 seconds. "Well, I'll get one eventually. The point is, you can't do anything stupid." Maya turned me over. She gently patted my waist. "Easy now, relax." Her hot breath left me feeling dizzy and lost. I spoke weakly into the phone. "Already doing something stupid." "What?" I could almost hear Sam jumping up and down on the other end. He was crying. "Leo, where are you? What are you doing? What? Doing what?" Sam sucked in a sharp breath. He was silent for 5 or 6 seconds, then stammered, "Really? So, Leo, you happy?" Sam hung up abruptly. Maya's low voice spoke up. "Leo, say that again for me. What are we doing?" When I opened my eyes again, it was already 9 o'clock. Oh God, I have a morning class. I grabbed my phone. Pinned at the top of my chats, Chloe, who'd been silent all night, had sent a message. "I want a pie for breakfast." Whenever we fought, her way of dealing with it was to let me stew on my own. Then she'd message me with a demand like nothing ever happened. And I would always pathetically go along with it, letting things slide. Suddenly, it just felt like bad juju. I raised my hand and blocked her. Then I saw a text from Sam. "Take your time, no rush. I'll cover for you in class this morning." I breathed a sigh of relief. As I came to my senses, I heard noises from the kitchen and smelled the aroma of coffee. I tiptoed to the bathroom to wash up. When I came out, I ran right into Maya, who was waiting by the door. She put a hand out to stop me as my eyes darted away. "Are you part cat? You didn't make a sound getting up. I thought you'd run off." She pulled me to the dining table and handed me a cup of coffee. It was amazing. "I have a fencing match at 4 this afternoon. Want to come watch?" I glanced at her quickly. "Okay." Back at the dorm, Sam climbed onto my bed. He pointed at the trail of deep and faint marks on my neck and chest, as happy as a puppy with a bone. "Leo, did you really do it?" I just smiled. He was ecstatic. "Leo, did you get a good look? What was it like?" I stammered a bit, giving him a rough description. Sam leaped off the bed and ran. I asked him where he was going. "To buy a hot dog." When Sam and I got to the sports center, there were still 15 minutes before the match. I was wearing a hoodie zipped all the way up to hide the hickeys on my neck. Maya was warming up. When she saw my outfit, her lips curved into a smile, and she executed a perfect lunge, scoring a point. I thought about last night. My face flushed. On the court, Chloe saw me too. She hesitated for a moment, then suddenly started running toward me. As she ran, she took off the prayer bead bracelet. She placed it in my hand, telling me to hold on to it for her. She didn't forget to scold me either. "How? Did you know I had a match? You couldn't have given me a heads up." With that, she ran back to the court with a sour look on her face. She even shot a provocative glance at Maya. Chloe never interacted with me in public. Her sudden behavior today was clearly a way of asserting her claim over me to Maya. Maya ignored Chloe, waved at me, and focused on the match. I handed the bracelet to Sam. "I was just thinking about how to get it back," and she delivered it herself. Sam stuffed the bracelet into his pocket. "It's definitely got some bad juju on it after being worn by her. I'll give it a good wash when I get back, then have my dad take it to a temple to get it blessed again. It's worth tens of thousands. Better to throw it out than leave it with a cheater." The whistle blew. The team Maya and Chloe were on won the first half by a large margin. A dozen guys swarmed Maya with water bottles. Mark also ran over to Chloe with a bottle. Chloe didn't take Mark's water. She walked toward me. When she saw I wasn't offering her water, she asked nonchalantly, "Did you take any pictures? Let me see." I handed her my phone without hesitation. The girl in the photos lunged, thrusted, twisted her wrist, and scored. Every bead of sweat glistened in my lens. Over 100 photos, all of them of Maya. Chloe's face instantly darkened. "Leo, I just spent a little time with Mark for his birthday. Are we done with this yet?" I smiled. "We are. Aren't we already done? By the way, Maya really is high maintenance." I narrowed my eyes, savoring the memory. She's amazing. With that, I stood up, grabbed a water bottle, and walked over to Maya. Maya had just turned down the other guy's offers. She took my water, smiled, and ruffled my hair. Good boy. Everyone gasped, a mixture of shock and disappointment on their faces. Chloe was so angry her jaw clenched. Mark, who had been looking awkward, now sidled up to us. "Whoa, Leo, you two look pretty close. Did you actually sleep together last night?" Beside him, Chloe's face turned green. "Mark, shut your mouth!" Mark finally realized he'd embarrassed Chloe and desperately tried to backtrack. "Chloe, we got together first last night, so you dumped Leo first. It doesn't count as—" Chloe couldn't take it anymore. She grabbed a water bottle from a guy next to her and threw it at Mark. "Shut up! Get lost!" everyone screamed. "Oh my God, what's happening? Chloe's boyfriend cheated on her with Maya." "I don't think so. I think Chloe cheated first with that underclassman." "She cheats and then assaults him? So much for her Ice Queen persona. What happened to being calm and collected? Is she getting desperate?" Chloe looked completely broken. She glanced at me. Maya pulled me behind her protectively and warned in a low voice, "Chloe, don't be crazy." Deep down, Chloe was intimidated by Maya. Her eyes were red with fury as she held out her hand to me. "Give me back the bracelet." I frowned. "When you gave it to me just now, wasn't that you returning my gift because we broke up?" "When did I return?" "So you take back your gifts when you break up?" Chloe sneered, her eyes filled with scorn for a cheap, pathetic ex-boyfriend. I looked at her innocently. "I do. So think hard about what you've given me, and I can return it too." Unfortunately, there was nothing. Chloe viciously slung her jacket over her shoulder and stormed out of the sports center without a backward glance. After she left, a substitute came in, and the second half was a tough fight. Maya carried the team, flying all over the court, but thankfully they managed to pull off a difficult win. After the match, Maya talked with the coach and her teammates. Looking at her sweat-drenched fencing uniform, I felt incredibly guilty. If I hadn't kept Maya up last night, her stamina would have been better. Sam nudged me. "Hey, were you really with Maya last night?" "Yeah." Sam pulled an 85-cent hot dog out of his bag. "Damn, Maya's on another level, huh?" I was trying my best to explain, when Sam suddenly shot off like a rabbit. He even forgot his hot dog. Behind me, I heard Maya's voice. "Don't mislead your friend. Everyone is different. If you give him preconceived notions like that, he'll probably be disappointed later." I turned around stiffly. Maya smiled lightly. "Looks like you were paying close attention last night." My face must have been as red as a baboon's ass. She took another step closer. "Last night was a bit rushed. It's Friday, so how about I give you another chance to study?" "It wasn't rushed. Not at all." I waved my hands frantically. "I made plans with Sam to get hot pot. He's celebrating my belated birthday. And after dinner, we're getting coffee, then heading straight back to the dorm to sleep." She didn't press the issue. Well, see you tomorrow morning then. If you want to come back to my place tonight, just call me. I'll pick you up. She took my phone and saved her number in it. I fled in a panic. For the sake of ceremony, Sam helped me pick out a really nice linen blazer. We went to a hot pot place. As we ate, he excitedly showed me the campus forum. In just a few hours, Chloe's entire image had shattered. Some people condemned her for hitting a guy in public, saying her cold and quiet persona was fake. Others criticized her for quitting mid-match, saying she had no sense of team spirit. One user even revealed that after Chloe left, she waited for the coach and her teammates to beg her to come back, claiming they would definitely lose without her. But in the end, Maya led the team to victory. So Chloe was crushed, took her anger out on Mark, and was now ignoring his calls. With all the gossip to go with our meal, we both ate a little too much. Sam suggested we walk to a new coffee shop to help digest. The coffee shop was inside a high-end mall. The closer we got to the mall, the more familiar the street felt. Puzzled, I ordered 2 of their signature coffees and a small cake. The coffee was amazing. This taste. Before I could savor it, 2 people walked past me. A hand slipped, and a to-go coffee spilled all over my chest. The fabric was instantly stained. Sam jumped up. "What the hell? Did you do that on purpose?" He pulled me up, and we rushed out, heading for the mall's restroom. But we ran right into Maya. No wonder the street looked familiar. Sam tactfully pushed me toward Maya, and then disappeared. Maya's apartment was nearby. She took me home, led me into the bathroom, turned the faucet to cold, and aimed the water at my chest. "Why didn't you tell me you were going to dress so sharp to get hot pot and coffee? You didn't even wear it for me. Do I not deserve it?" I was shivering from the cold water, tilting my head back to change the subject and hide my guilt. "What were you doing there?" She tilted her head and smiled. "I own the coffee shop. Am I not allowed to be nearby?" I was speechless. No wonder the coffee tasted so familiar. It was the same as the one she'd made me that morning. "So why did you dress up so nicely to get coffee? Why didn't you wear this to my match today?" She seemed to be pouting. "Why?" "Because Sam likes to see it." But I couldn't sell out my friend. I looked down and played dead. Sensing me shivering, Maya hugged me tightly, helping me regain some warmth. Just a little longer. 10 minutes later, we were both soaked. She turned the water to hot and checked the spot for burns. "It's fine." Her hand reached for my buttons. "If you don't like wearing it for me, then you don't have to wear it at all." She started unbuttoning my soaked linen blazer. She looked really angry. One by one, the buttons came undone, and the jacket slumped to the floor. Her face was still tense. This woman was hard to please. My hand slid toward her waist, and I smiled appeasingly, but her expression remained cold. I thought for a moment. An idea came to me. The next day, my back was so sore I didn't want to move. She even fed me breakfast in bed. Maya was like a succubus. In the afternoon, afraid I would die in her bed, I insisted on going back to campus. While waiting for some new clothes to arrive, I finally got a chance to look around her apartment. That's when I noticed that a lot of her personal items had her name on them. I teased her about it. "Why are you like a kindergartner?" She pulled me into her arms, pressing her cheek against my chest. I was a mischievous kid, so my mom sewed name tags on all my things. She said if people saw my things were messy, they'd laugh and say, "My mommy didn't raise me right." Slowly, it became a habit to write my name on my personal belongings. I scratched her under the chin. Did your mom ever praise you for it? Her eyes dimmed. She did, but she's gone now. The sun was a bit strong as Maya and I walked onto campus, one after the other. She took a call behind me, so I picked up my pace. That's when Mark showed up. Leo, you're a real piece of work. He started attacking me right away. I smirked. Is that the conclusion you came to without comparing me to yourself first? You! His eye bags seemed to get bigger with anger. Leo, don't think that just because you slept with Maya, you're her boyfriend now. Chloe didn't even want you. What makes you think Maya would? You know why Chloe didn't want you? You're an orphan who grew up with your aunt and uncle, a poor bastard with nothing but a pretty face. What else do you have? You saved up every penny to buy Chloe that bracelet, and then you demanded it back when you broke up. So Chloe thought the money I spent on her was from pinching pennies. And yet she accepted it all without a second thought. Mark kept going. Leo, Chloe wouldn't touch you because she didn't want a poor guy like you clinging to her. Did you really not get that? All this time, Chloe's restraint had made me feel like I was the one being too forward. Now I knew the truth. It wasn't that she had no desires. She was just suppressing them because she was stuck with a poor boyfriend. I ground my teeth. So, Mark, you think you're Chloe's boyfriend now? Sam had sent me an update this morning. Chloe had come to my dorm looking for me several times and had also blocked Mark. Mark bared his sharp little canine teeth. Leo, even if I'm not her boyfriend yet, you aren't either. You think Chloe really wants to get back with you? She just can't stand losing. I burst out laughing. We broke up, and now she can't stand losing. Kyle, hearing you say that, Chloe sounds pretty pathetic. You two are a good match. Mark lost it. You're the pathetic one, walking around with your shirt unbuttoned, trying to seduce women. Chloe was being nice when she called you high maintenance. The truth is, you're just a slut. He swung the bag in his hand, about to hit me. But someone caught his wrist mid-air. Maya's eyes were filled with impatience. With a gentle push, Mark stumbled backward and fell on his butt. Did you forget to brush your teeth this morning? Your breath stinks. Maya pulled me behind her, glaring at Mark. If you can't afford toothpaste, I don't mind pulling all your teeth out for you. When I got back to my dorm, Sam was rolling around on his bed. Leo, you're back! Quick, look at this! On the campus forum, a post titled Maya Defends Her Man had shot to the top of the trending list. It had pictures and everything. A bystander had posted Maya's exact words to Mark. Unexpectedly, the comments were all on one side. That guy is just salty he can't get Chloe, so he's trying to stir up trouble. Look at his resentful little eyes. I bet he has a crush on Maya, too. Sam was mesmerized, occasionally jumping in to add fuel to the fire. I smiled, changed into my pajamas, and looked for my charging cable in a drawer. As I rummaged, a phone appeared. My smile vanished. This was the phone that had brought Chloe and me together after freshman orientation. Sam and I were heading to the cafeteria. We were deep in an exciting conversation when I accidentally bumped into someone. That person was Chloe. Her phone fell to the ground, the screen shattering into a million pieces. It wouldn't even turn on. I apologized profusely, kept the broken phone, and bought her a new one of the same brand, delivering it to her dorm. After that, we slowly got to know each other and became a couple. As I ran my thumb over the phone, I noticed the corner of the SpongeBob sticker on the back was peeling. I pressed it down. Just then, Chloe called Sam, asking if I was back. Sam was still pissed. He's not back. If you keep harassing me like this, I'm blocking you too. I snatched the phone. Chloe, wait for me downstairs. When she saw me, Chloe rushed over. Leo, I've already blocked Mark. I won't talk to him again. Let's get back together, okay? This was the first time Chloe had ever shown any weakness to me. Without the bracelet, her bare wrist looked strangely awkward. I pushed her away. I slept with Maya. You don't mind? Her face stiffened. That's impossible. Why is it impossible, Chloe? The world is all about balance. You go off to satisfy some other guy, so naturally another girl comes along to satisfy your guy, right? She gritted her teeth. I don't mind. I just want you back. I scoffed. Is it because you slept with Mark too, so now we're even? Chloe looked annoyed. How does that make us even? The reason I'm not holding it against you is because I love you. I shot back. You really love me? A poor orphan who grew up in his uncle's house? We were together for a year. If it hadn't been for what Mark said today, I would have never known that this self-proclaimed princess looked down on me so much. So, why did she pursue me in the first place? Chloe's eyes darted away. Did Maya tell you this? She's just trying to slander me. It wasn't Maya, it was Mark. Chloe deflated. So, Chloe, someone who parades my scars around for everyone to see, how much could you possibly love me? Let me guess why you're willing to forgive and forget and get back with me. It's because you're jealous of Maya. You want to take anything that belongs to her, to prove you're better than her, right? Chloe sneered. Me? Jealous of her? I pulled something out of my pocket. Then how do you explain this? In my hand was the broken phone. I had peeled off the SpongeBob sticker. Underneath were laser-engraved words. Maya Lin. Chloe's face turned ashen. She said nothing. I turned and walked back to my dorm, clutching the phone as tears streamed down my face. Sam was terrified. Leo, did Chloe do something to you? I'm going to go find her right now. No, I hugged Sam. I just figured some things out. I'm happy. I called Maya. Maya, I miss you. Sam stuck his tongue out. You were just apart for a few minutes. Is she really that charming? Maya's voice was as soft as a marshmallow. So you missed me so much you cried. I nodded, my voice thick with emotion. Don't worry. I'm on my way to get you. I went downstairs, holding the broken phone, and threw myself into her arms. Maya, look at this. Maya's brow furrowed slightly. My lost phone. How did you get it? I had never imagined Chloe could be so shameless. Our entire meeting was based on a setup. After I started school, she noticed Maya's gaze lingered on me a few times too many. So she stole Maya's old, broken phone and deliberately bumped into me. And I, thinking I was the one who broke it, bought Chloe a new one out of guilt. At her request, I even went to her dorm to find her, making Maya mistakenly believe that I had bought a phone specifically to woo Chloe. Knowing Chloe, every day since then, the thought of winning me over using something of Maya's must have given her a secret thrill. I gently kissed the skin on Maya's neck, repeating over and over, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I had missed out on a whole year with her. I could only apologize. Maya was unusually quiet today, not a single flirty comment. I looked at her pitifully. Just sorry? She finally asked. I was nervous. How about I pay you back with my body? Her expression finally softened a little. Her hands wrapped around my waist. You're being punished. Practice makes perfect. Really tired. She finally started talking more. Even though I was exhausted, it was worth it. After ordering takeout for dinner, I lay on her lap, scrolling through my phone. A new post from Mark popped up. He was holding a bouquet of roses, and Chloe was looking at him adoringly. The caption, "Can't get enough." But the photo was practically screaming, "I can't lose." A message from Sam popped up. Did you see? The cheater and the jerk made it official. Chloe must have been so salty about you dumping her that she went back to him. I smiled to myself. Maya patted me. What are you smiling about? I handed her my phone. Well, I guess Mark got what he wanted. I was with Chloe for a year, and she never once posted about me or let me post about us. I picked at my fingers. She said it was childish. Maya handed the phone back to me. It is pretty childish. I felt a little disappointed. Maya suddenly leaned in, her lips brushing against mine. She took a picture of us kissing, then fiddled with her phone for a while. I wrapped my arms around her neck. She wouldn't let me see. Want to see? Add me on Messenger, and I'll send it to you. I just realized that even after all this, we hadn't added each other. I pinned her chat to the top. She sent me the picture first, followed by a string of numbers. I looked at her, confused. The code to the door, she said flatly. I suppressed a wave of joy and clicked on her profile. I suddenly realized she had just posted a 9-photo grid. Under the warm lighting, she was looking down, kissing me, her eyelashes like raven feathers, making my heart itch. The most cliché caption. 3 words. I love you. I shot up. Maya, didn't you say it was childish? Why did you post it? She looked disdainful. So what if it's childish? Her hand slid to my waist. Leo, want to be childish with me? If you don't like these pictures, we can take others. I'm happy to cooperate. Mark's happiness lasted only 2 days. On Monday, he was taken away by the police during class. That day, Maya had let the 2 people who spilled coffee on me go, but she had someone follow them. Over the weekend, she found out that Mark had hired them. Maya filed a police report. The whole thing blew up. Later, the university called in both sets of parents. That day, my aunt walked in wearing a designer suit, tossed her Birkin bag on the table, and grabbed me anxiously. Leo, what happened? Why didn't you tell me you were being bullied? Are you hurt? I told you to stay in New York for college, but you wouldn't listen. You came all the way out here where I can't even look after you. She chattered on and on. I had to calm her down. I'm fine, really. My aunt's eyes turned red. Leo, if anything happens to you, I don't want to live anymore. She turned and marched over to the dean. Our Leo is handsome and well-behaved. He's been spoiled by his family since he was little. I can't even bear to say a harsh word to him. I do not agree to mediation. 50% of the equipment in your new laboratory was donated by our family. You can't take our money and let our boy get bullied. Seeing this, Mark's parents gave up without a fight. Mark was expelled from the university. My aunt became the new darling of the campus forum. Damn, I'll take a dozen aunts like that. What kind of life does Leo have? His parents are gone, but his aunt protects him like that. I heard Leo's uncle is super rich in the medical device industry. Leo has a 30% stake in the company. Oh my God, this is some main character plotline. Suddenly I feel like Maya isn't good enough for him. That's crazy talk. An insider revealed Maya's family is in real estate. I put down the phone and scratched Maya under the chin. I heard that not only do you own the coffee shop, but you also own the entire mall. I hugged a pillow, enjoying the moment. Maya, Was life hard after your mom passed away? Not at all. My dad is very devoted. He never remarried after my mom died. When I went to college, I was worried he'd be lonely, so I introduced him to my high school teacher. They both love me very much. Life might have a lot of drama, but Maya and I are both lucky. We have families that love us unconditionally, even if not by blood. Chloe came to find me. Leo, I didn't know Mark would be so vicious. I smiled. He only did it to win you over. Mark had confessed that he'd hired those two people to take a picture to show Chloe, so she would see my true colors and give up on me completely. Besides, he's been punished. I'm not holding a grudge. Chloe looked desolate. Leo, I was wrong. I do love you deep down. I just don't know how to express it. Ugh, so annoying. The standard cheater's apology script. Sam had already collected and organized them all, making me memorize them. I tried to maintain a polite smile. You used to say we weren't compatible, that you were an ice queen, and I was a high-maintenance boyfriend. I didn't agree back then, but now I think you were right. I am a high-maintenance boyfriend, and since you can't express yourself, I found someone who can. And she could do more than just express herself. Thinking about the previous night, my ears turned bright red. I zoned out for a moment. It was Chloe's words that brought me back. Leo, Maya might not really love you. You always say I wanted to win you back because I was jealous of her. But have you ever considered that maybe she stole you from me because she was jealous of me? I answered slowly. Jealous of you? Why don't you tell me? What could she possibly be jealous of? That you're shorter than her? Not as pretty as her? Have worse grades than her? I was about to continue, but Chloe gritted her teeth. Leo, we were together once. Does it make you feel better to be so nasty to me? We never even really kissed. You call that a relationship? Our entire relationship was built on a lie. I don't acknowledge that we were ever together. Are you done, Chloe? Don't bother me again. Have some self-respect. I hurried back to Maya's apartment. Being delayed by Chloe for so long, I almost forgot that Maya had told me to come home early tonight. I was so limp, I couldn't get out of bed. To prevent my health bar from depleting, I gently pushed her away. I pointed to a box on the nightstand. Sam mailed it over. Can you help me open it? Maya pulled a beeswax bracelet out of the cardboard box. The beads were a large diameter, buttery yellow. It looked perfect on Maya. I opened my messages and sent a quick thank you. Sam replied with a crying emoji. Leo, I'm dating someone now. But why is my girlfriend so different from Maya? Over the summer, I stayed to help Maya prepare for her grad school exams. We studied at the library during the day and had shameless fun at night. Ever since my aunt met Maya, she's been pushing me to get married every few days. And she always video calls Maya. Leo, you can get married in college, you know. You can even have kids. Why don't you two have one first? I'll raise it so it won't interfere with your studies. I blushed. Auntie, you're so annoying. Why don't you go bother my cousins? They don't even answer my calls. I can't bother them. My aunt's video call was suddenly interrupted by another call. Maya answered, her expression turning serious. Chloe had been arrested. She was hosting an orgy in her rental apartment, and someone reported her. The police rounded up 5 people, 2 male escorts, Chloe, and 2 of her classmates. The call to Maya was from Tina, the Jaisusan, one who had accidentally drunk the spiked beer. They needed money to bail out 3 people, and also had to negotiate to keep it off their records. After thinking it over, they realized Maya was the only one who could handle it. Chloe was too embarrassed to call, so Tina had to do it. I never expected to see Chloe again in such a disgraceful state. I thought back to the time we were together. She never let me go to her rental, saying she was against premarital sex. She said she was emotionally chaste and would never accept physical contact from any man other than her husband. She said her bed was very clean, and her friends who came over to play games were absolutely not allowed to touch it. How ridiculous. Now I finally know what kind of games they were playing. Maya paid the fine, signed the papers, and got them released. Chloe strode off, leaving us far behind. Tina whined that she was hungry and asked Maya to take them out to eat. She didn't forget to complain. We played so many times before and never got caught. This time we just had bad luck. It must be because Chloe flirted with the landlord to save on rent, and the landlord's wife found out and got her revenge. A heavy feeling settled in my chest. I really wanted to call out to Chloe and thank her for never touching me. Epilogue. When the new semester started, Chloe didn't show up. Rumor was she decided not to go to grad school and found an internship in her hometown. During freshman orientation, Maya and Leo watched from a window. Maya remembered when Leo had first started school. She had been looking down just like this, bored out of her mind. And she happened to see Leo. His drill instructor was very strict. The boy was fair-skinned, and because he couldn't march properly, the instructor made him do it over and over. The sun was brutal, his clothes were soaked with sweat, and his hair was plastered to his face. He looked so vulnerable it made her heart ache. That evening, Maya saw him again through the window. He had changed his clothes and was practicing his marching on his own, his broad back straight under his t-shirt. With every step, his short hair would flick. Flick, flick, right into Maya's heart. Tina came over to borrow Maya's tablet and glanced out the window. Whoa, that guy's cute. Interested, Maya? Though he looks like he'd be hard to get. Chloe walked in just then, fresh from a shower. She glanced down. Oh, I've been watching that hottie for a few days. He's not hard to get. I'll have him as my boyfriend in less than a week. The boy had no idea he was being talked about. His friend ran over, holding a popsicle. Leo, eat this before you keep practicing. Maya repeated the name to herself. Leo. Chloe laughed. Leo? Sounds like he'd be easy to sleep with. 3 days later, there was a knock on the door. Maya was nearby, so she opened it. A young man walked in, looking shy. Excuse me, does Chloe live here? Yeah. The boy held up a phone box. This is for Chloe. Could you give it to her for me? Sure. The boy smiled, his eyes crinkling. Just tell her it's from Leo. Thanks. That day, Leo was handsome and radiant. But to Maya, the sky seemed especially dark. Every day, Chloe would brag about how Leo was simping for her. Tina asked her, So, did you sleep with him? Chloe scoffed. Hell no. I just found out he has no parents and grew up with his aunt and uncle. A kid living off relatives, what good can he do for me? His clothes are all no-name brands. So cheap. And I don't know if he's trying to tie me down, but he's always trying to kiss and hug. He's so high maintenance. How could I give in? With guys like that, you give them one kiss, and they'll cling to you forever. I'm not running a charity. During the fencing match that evening, Maya dominated Chloe. Chloe didn't score a single point. The next day, Maya's father told her the new mall was finished and asked if she wanted to try opening a store. She, who had never been interested in business, agreed. She moved out of the dorm and into the apartment next to the mall. Later, Maya realized one of her old phones was missing. She thought she must have lost it during the move. She was upset about it for days. It was her mother's favorite brand, and it still had the stickers her mom had bought for her when she was a child. Maya got into grad school at the same university. She could have gone to a better school, but she couldn't bear to leave Leo. Her boy liked to be held when he slept, and loved every toy she gave him. Lately, he had gotten more adventurous. He knew how to unlock new things. There were ice cubes and warm honey water on the nightstand. Maya was so turned on by him, she could barely think straight. Tell me, where did you learn this? The boy was just as lost in the moment and let his guard down. Sam has a girlfriend now. He taught me. The one who's worth less than $1. Leo rolled over in her arms. A little low budget, maybe. But he's creative. Am I not creative? Maya pulled Leo up. She made him open his eyes. Look at every piece of furniture in this room. Every corner. Am I not creative? Leo clung to her, begging for mercy. You are. You're the most creative. Maya pushed him down onto the sofa and took a sip of honey water. Then she lowered her head. Her boy had given her such high praise. She couldn't let him down.